groovy people, welcome to the channel. This is the Blue Dragon with April's monthly Q&A. A myriad of questions is the title. I'm sorry about the echo. I am trying to fix that right now. I am recording under two heavy blankets. I don't have the sound canceling foam, so this is what I'm trying to fix since my new area that I record in is more echoey, so I'm trying this. Actually, back to Myriad. That is the word of Wednesday, Myriad. Oddly, that's one of my favorite words. I just like how it rolls off the tongue. I just like the way it sounds, Myriad. Anyway, the monthly Q&A comes to you thanks to the support of my patrons who help make my comic a possibility. Thank you so much. You guys are the best. They are also made possible because of readers and viewers like you, channeling some PBS here, so thank you. Two warnings. First, these videos are targeting adults who are welcome to, and actually encouraged, to read my not safe for work webcomics. Specifically, I'm talking about Dark Horse, links down in the description. Second warning, spoilers in this video. I'll tackle the Dark Horse revamp questions first, but they're going to be spoilers either way. But I will warn you when I'm starting on questions for or from Act 5 and Act 6 over on Comic Theory. So let's start off with a lighthearted question. Why the sushi background? Referring to the page I inked last week, in last week's video I should say, inked longer ago, but iCard in the upper right hand corner for that. This was a bit of a joke question, it was just for fun, and I wanted to do an April Fool's video about it, but alas, I had no time and no mic at that moment, so I wasn't able to do it. But the absolute most honest answer to the question, I wanted to draw sushi. Seriously, that I felt like drawing that. That's what felt good, and that's what I wanted to do. But the scene that is taking place, it's taking place in a cafeteria. Rin's napping during an important discussion, and she dearly misses her grandparents' sushi. So yeah, she's dreaming of sushi. The latter part is a more reasonable explanation, but honestly, I just wanted to draw sushi. Also, I have been heavily relying on Sailor Moon for improving my comics. I've been taking a look at Takeuchi's work and other artists also, but I noticed that, with shoujo in general, they often have backgrounds that have absolutely nothing to do with the discussion or the topic at hand. So that's my little secret nod, not so secret now, but that was my nod to the comic that started my obsession with manga. In a couple of weeks, I'm going to be doing a Dark Horse Origins Part 3, so I plan to talk more about the manga inspiration in that video. Next question. What's the meaning behind the winged statue in the cemetery of Act 3 of the revamp? I can't remember if I answered this question or not, so I'm just answering it again. It's actually a very good observation on their part. So, as the government takes the time to bury the dead, many of whom are unknown or just unrecognized. Nobody knows necessarily who they are because so many people have passed. But they start having cemeteries that they mark with these commemorative statues of Kana. And yes, it's an idealized version of her. In this video, up in the upper right hand corner, I talk about propaganda, but also how Kana is kind of a symbol of hope for the survivors. So these statues represent that idealized image of her. She's intentionally depicted with angel wings as if she's watching over the dead. Side note, my cousins and I spent an odd amount of time in cemeteries when we were younger, either with grandma going to visit grandpa and other family members and friends, or going with mom to the cemetery and grandma. Usually it was mom and grandma, both mom and right? But, yeah, also once I got my driver's license, my cousins and I would spend a lot of time at Oak Ridge Cemetery in Springfield, Illinois. It was right across from Lincoln Park, and we'd walk over there and just do, grave rubbings and go visit Lincoln's tomb. Lots of history and even some family at Oak Ridge Cemetery. So this is just some babbling stuff on my part. General questions from a reader on Tapas. where does this take place, and why does so much of this look Southeast Asian? I addressed this also in last week's video. The setting is in Oregon, USA, the state of Oregon, USA. But the East Indian influence was a good catch on their part. I talk in more detail about it in part 2 of the Dark Force Origins, but I'll abbreviate that by saying there's going to be a journey to the west much later in the Crystal Lotus Chronicles, which Dark Force is the first part of that. So I want the Indian influence to be obvious without stepping on anyone's toes, or at least trying to be as respectful as possible. The next few questions are from later acts of Dark Horse, so if you don't want any spoilers, this is your heads up. Question: is there such thing as reincarnation? Yes. Whether the characters know it or not, there is a version of reincarnation in the story. However, it's not, as far as I can tell, kind of how most people view reincarnation. I don't really know most people's understanding or belief system regarding it, but in this story, soul energy can reincarnate. I have a whole series on the magic system, and I'll have that be the playlist at the end of the video if anyone's interested. Only time for a few more. Can Odysseus turn Keisuma's reveal against her? I want to give a trigger warning for anyone who has had any kind of I should say sexual abuse in their life. This answer may be triggering to you, so just be forewarned or skip ahead if you like. What the reader is talking about is regarding Keisuma's revealing that she and Odysseus had, in her view, an intimate relationship, but it is not intimate at all on his part. He is not a willing participant in this. I can't really answer this too well without giving too many spoilers, but regarding Kana's reaction to this, considering Keisuma's possessing her body, so everything that takes place is involving 3 people, essentially. At this point in time, no, he cannot turn her words around because, one, he's in the middle of a fight. He's not thinking properly. He's just trying to defeat this enemy who is way stronger than him. And 2, he's not ready to deal with his own trauma from the situation. So both he and Kana are victims of what Keisuma, who is essentially, for lack of a better term, a succubus. There's more to it than that, but I don't want to give you spoilers. But he's not mentally prepared to deal with that trauma, and so all he's going to be doing is trying to defeat her, and he doesn't really know how to react because she has just revealed this major thing that he is ashamed of and not really something that he was an active participant in. So that's all I can really say about that right now. Yeah, so the last question that I'm going to tackle is Odysseus really a threat to Keisuma? And the answer is kind of, no and yes, both, yes and no. On his own, definitely not. That's kind of the point, and I'm glad that has come across to readers. He cannot defeat her on his own, and he's really not much of a physical fighter anyway, but his role in the story is pivotal. It's very important. His showing up in the past is pivotal to what happens. Although the past can't necessarily be changed, we're going to see how it affects the future. So I can't really talk too much about that without giving spoilers. And that's all I have for this month. Oh my god! So many great questions. I've been watching so much JoJo, you guys. I've been rewatching this on Netflix. Oh my god, I love this show. But thank you all so much. Now I've got a couple questions for you. I told you at the beginning of the video, one of my favorite words is Myriad, so question of the week, what's your favorite and least favorite words? It can be any word in any language. Share it. Ooh, Schadenfrau is kind of probably mispronouncing that. That's a really cool word. But I also like omnipresent, accolade, so pompous. I love it. If you would like to support the channel, you may do so at the support links down below. I appreciate any help Otherwise, the liking the video, subbing, doing the bell thing, that all helps me as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I just want to thank everyone for taking the time to watch these videos or read my comic. I super appreciate it. Peace and love to you all. Fare you well, and keep on trucking.